Thanks a lot. Guys, just to remember you, this meeting is going broadcast on YouTube. And Jefferson, please.
Oh, yes. I'm Jefferson. I'm 26 years old. I have been working as a software developer too. And I live in a city in the interior of São Paulo, called Rio Claro. I live with my parents. I'm waiting to deliver my apartment that I bought. So I think that's it.
Amazing. Thank you a lot. And Hélio.
Good evening. My name is Hélio. I am 44 years old. I am from Campinas, near Rio Claro and near São Paulo as well. I work as a software developer in the fraud department in a big bank, a big Brazilian bank. I've been studying here with you guys for 1 year and a half, and I'm enjoying a lot.
Okay, thanks a lot. Gabriel Soares, last but not least, introduce yourself.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I am Gabriel. I live in Olinda, Pernambuco, and I am a technology student. So I've been making projects in front-end development.
Amazing. That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, so my name is Victoria. I currently live in Florianópolis, but I'm from Goiânia, Goiás. And I've been a host here on TNT for almost a year. And I love being here a host with you guys. I love studying French in my free time. I love going rollerblade and do my crosswords. And I guess that's it for now. I'm gonna send you the questions here on the chat. Did everybody receive? Yeah, okay. So let me split the rooms. Since we're 9 people, I'm gonna split in 2 or 3 rooms so we can talk a little better. Just a sec. 3 rooms. Paulo, you said it's your first time, right? Yeah,
yes, it's my first time.
I'm gonna talk to you and Jefferson. Okay, so I just sent you the invite, guys. See you in the end of the immersion. Let's go. Bye-bye, see ya. Gabriel, let's see if you stay with us. Gabriel, I guess you're meant to go to the other room. Okay? Okay. So let's start with question number 1. Guys, today we're talking about Pix technology. So, Ricardo, which pay method do you prefer? Do you prefer to pay in cash? Do you prefer to pay in credit card, Pix, debit card? Why?
Well, the most part of the time I pay my bills using debit. Huh? I use the digital card, Samsung Pay, and so I use my cell phone or my smartwatch normally. But sometimes I use Pix. It's useful, particular when the people don't have the machine. Huh? I don't know how do you
Yeah.
say in English. So nowadays is so heavily used cash, you know. I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I don't remember the last time that you used uh, cash. That's it.
Yeah, I guess for me, I don't usually use cash as well. What about you, Paulo? Do you use cash a lot or do you pay your bills with Pix?
Uh, I have 100 reais in my wallet for about 2 months, or and sometimes I think I will spend this money with something, but the 100 reais keep in my wallet. And I think the method that I prefer is debit. Uh, I usually use it NFC, so I only get my credit card or debit card and get closer to the machine, and that's it. Uh, However, I work with Pix, and I am responsible for a lot of Pix transfers on my work. So that's a big responsibility.
Yeah, I'm with you, Paulo. Usually I use my debit card on the cell phone because I just use the NFC technology. So for the places where they don't accept the debit card or they don't have the NFC technology, I just pay with Pix because it's much easier for me. So if I go out home and I forget my wallet, for example, I guess nobody nowadays leaves the house without the cell phone, right? It's very hard. It's easy to go without your wallet, but you don't go out without your phone. It's very rare. So I just put the debit card on my phone, so it's much easier to use like that. So, yeah, Paulo, you just said when you go out, do you usually have cash with you? You said you carry $100, right?
Yes.
For how
uh,
long do you carry this money you didn't use?
for about 2 months right now. It's a long time if you think about. But I think I already answered this question, but I usually go out with this money and my card, my debit card.
So I have a question for you. Since you have money in your wallet, why do you prefer to use your card instead of the money you have?
Oh, this is a good question. I think sometimes we need to have some cash, really cash, to do something. I don't know. I think it's sometimes you need to go to the, I don't know how can I say, farmacia. You need to go to the drugstore to get some medicine, and I don't know why, but I think it's a good thing to be cash with you sometimes. So I just keep this in my wallets, and I think sometimes I could be, maybe an emergency can happen and I need to get some money with me. I think you are
Yeah,
looking.
I was muted, sorry. Yeah, I see you. What about you, Ricardo? Do you carry real money with yourself when you go
Uh,
out?
Normally, I I let some quantity of money in my wallet, but I never use it. Normally, I take some money when I I'm going to travel. So in this case, I normally, because I'm not sure, and suddenly occurs something on a highway or a particular small city. But it's hard. Normally, any kind of city, the people, if some people don't use machines, normally they accept payments via Pix. But I'm not sure. Sometimes I use I was I use it to think about it, because the homeless have a serious problem because I never had a quantity of money normally. So in this case, sometimes homeless uh, ask me for money and I never 1 cent in my pocket. So maybe they are going to start to take machines like that, or bank accounts to accept Pix. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Most of the places where they don't accept credit or debit card, they accept Pix. But there is one particular place that I go every month is a gas station where the price is usually lower than the other gas stations, and I always go there to take my car. And they don't accept credit or debit cards. They only accept Pix. It's the only way they accept. But one day I was there and I said to them, "Oh, fill the tank, fill everything with gas." And they
Yeah.
had no connection with internet. They said me, "We're not accepting Pix because the internet is unstable. So we're only accepting money." Very
Yeah.
luckily that day, I had the cash in my wallet to say, okay, I have the cash here. But it was a very particular situation because it was
Yeah.
where they only accepted cash. But it's very rare to happen. It doesn't usually happen that, but it can happen. It's not that usual, but it can happen. So that being said,
And
Ricardo,
I believe that is the most part of the time. It's cheaper for companies, because
yes,
you have to pay taxes when you use the credit card or debit card.
yeah, that's the main point. And people prefer to receive by Pix because they don't have to pay those high taxes in the cards machine. So you receive. So they prefer Pix, but it's very rare. So that being said, Ricardo, do you believe that traditional money in paper and coin will ever disappear in the future? Ricardo?
Well, it sounds like I believe that all information that I have today, not me, we, that's all information that we have. That's it. I believe that the physical money will last to exist in some time in the future, probably. I was watching uh, a news, and there is a electronic real money. That's really cool. The purpose is really cool. If you, for example, you transfer how do you say, a document for another person, for example, the car receipt, and the money is just transferred once the the document is read. Automatically, the system check if the transfer was concluded, and the money is transferred, So, and the other situations, so, and so in this case, and the few opportunities that the physical money could be useful, the electronic real or another option let the physical money more useless. So I believe that in the future, don't physical money will let to exist certainly.
That's a great example, Ricardo, because I recently bought my first car and I had no experience with anything that is involved. So I went to the garage, I bought the car, I had to go to the registry, that place where you sign the documents, you have to authenticate. So I paid, I authenticated my documents, and I asked the guy, okay, so I have to go back to take my car document, my official document. And he said, no, it's all digital right now. And I had no idea because everyone who had a car, I always saw with the physical document, the green document of the car. So I had, okay, so I don't have a document. Oh, and he said, you do have a document, but it's digital. You have to download the app on your phone. So you have the, the document. And I was very surprised because, as I said, it's my first car and it was a very new experience for me. And it's very different because I work with IT and I'm connected to the news and stuff like that. But as a first experience, it was interesting because I began to think about the older people, for example, who they pay with cash and things like that. And today we have Pix and we have bank transfers, and they don't feel confident and safe enough to use these transactions on the internet. So that's very a point that we need to think about, because it can be usual for us, we do these transactions daily, but for other people, it's a very distant and different reality. What do you think about this, Paulo?
That's a wonderful gadget or software, but I'm not I'm not hope about it's not possible to in Brazil someone create a new gadget or a new software against this new solution, because Brazil is, I don't know what happened, but it sounds like the uh, any thief, any creative thief just was born in Brazil. I don't know what happened.
Yes, I agree with you guys. I think the barrier here is the internet connection. So if you had a great connection, you can easily pay your tax, your bills, or whatever with some easily. So I think if you have a connection, a big connection, great connection, you can do that very easily. So, and day after day, the technology is advancing and turning this possible. So I think the money someday you'll be think you'll be the new check. So it's something that someone someday use it, but someday in the future is just something. Oh, you used the cash in the past, and
Yes.
I think someday the real cash, will be dead forever. But I think it's they had a long way to be with us.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I guess it's a long way to go, but it's very interesting. But given the PIX technology, Brazil is very much ahead than the other countries. Let's take an example of Argentina, for example. A friend of mine recently went to Argentina and she told me, oh, they don't usually take cards. So I have to go out with lots of money. They get a money like a pack of money like this to pay the restaurants, to pay the taxi cabs, and other places like Canada, for example. Somebody told me a recently experienced where she gave the debit card to pay a restaurant bill, and they don't bring you the machine in the bill. She took her credit card and went out with her credit card and passed the bill and then returned the credit card. Here in Brazil, for example, it's very hard to imagine a situation like that because it's very easy to clone and to to steal your credit card information, for example, and to make a purchase that you didn't do. So Pix is been a technology that Brazil ahead in this way in front of so many countries. So it's very nice to have a technology like that. But not everybody has access because it depends a lot of internet and basic knowledge of the financial system and internet, and the person is to have a phone. It's very easy for us to think, oh, everybody has a phone and stuff like that. But unfortunately, we're in a bubble where our bubble has a phone, but not everybody has it. And not everybody that has a phone has internet connection. So we're speaking from a privileged place. But yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah. So imagine Pix 10 years ago. No one.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very interesting to see the development of these technologies because imagine 10 years ago. It's not far away, guys. 10 years ago was 2013. It's
Yes.
not, oh, 10 years ago. It was 2013. It's a few years ago. So would you imagine you take your phone and there's even the watches where you make a NFC technology and you put your credit card on the watch and just approximate it to the machine.
10 years ago, we need to make a data transfer and make it 2 days or 3 to the money.
Oh my
But
God.
even today, if you pay a bill using, I'm not sure, the traditional way, boleto, né? It takes 2 days. That's weird, in my opinion, because the money was taken from your account instantaneously, but the money was transferred for the company, for example. It takes 2 days. That's really weird. I believe that is unfair, in my opinion. But we was talking about 10 years ago, and I thinking just in Pix. Pix was created, maybe almost 2 years, I believe. And it's the most part of the transactions on Brazil is performed via Pix. So there are two. I believe that's in 2020 or 2021. I believe, I'm not sure. So it's. I was watching a news, and I believe that is 80% from the bank transactions is performed via Pix. That's incredible.
Yeah, and a lot of different stores, they're offering a discount if you pay via Pix instead you're paying via ticket, like boleto, for example, because via Pix, it hits the account immediately. And the ticket, you have to wait 2 or 3 days because it gets out of your account. You don't have the money anymore, but the money is processing in the bank, and it isn't anywhere, neither your account, neither the store. So it is processing the bank, and you have to wait. So they're giving. I just bought an air fryer. Yeah, I just bought an air fryer, and I had 10%. It's a good discount. I had 10% of discount to pay via Pix. So it's a very good business.
Nowadays, usually the stores giving the big discount if you pay via Pix.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great way because either way, if you're gonna pay via Pix or debit card or ticket, you have to have the money in the account. It's not like a credit card. You do have to have the money. So it's very nice. It's good for everybody, I guess, for the store, for us who are the buyers. Very nice. Paulo, like we were saying, a few years ago, we had to go to the bank, to the lottery to pay the bills. And we didn't imagine to just take our phones and pay the bills instantly with Pix, with even Boleto, for example, the ticket. So how do you think the financial system will change in the next 10 or 20 years? Do you think anything big will happen?
I think the future is kind of dark yet, but I think there is something that is currently get better, and the means that, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, but I think the transactions will be faster and faster every day, and the volume is getting high and high. So the banks will need to prepare yourselves to these, I don't know, very big counts of transfer. And I think they trying to be that, but sometimes we happen. They get offline, and the transfer, even Pix have problems today. So sometimes we need to transfer via Pix for everyone, someone, and the Pix doesn't work. So I think the banks are trying to get the Pix working. It's a very interesting technology, but have have something to do yet with this technology because it's kind of incomplete yet.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And you brought such an interesting point because the network is getting overloaded because we use Pix not only to pay big accounts like buying a car, like paying a bill, paying the taxes, but you use Pix to buy a bottle of water, to buy a beer, to go to the market to buy a chocolate, to buy some gum, some candy, for example. So there are a lot of small transactions, but many small transactions that they're being made every second, every minute, every hour. So I guess the system has a lot of things to improve, but it's for the first year, 2 years, I don't know. I guess it's doing good so far, but it does have a lot of things to improve.
Yes.
Ricardo. Oh, sorry.
No. Ricardo can speak.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in my opinion, is a safe technology Well, it's not impenetrable. It's possible
Yeah.
some thief discovers some bug or some fail in the system. I believe it's possible. It's always possible, but particular, I think that's because this technology is so fast. The guy made a transaction and a few seconds the other person received the comprovante. I'm not sure the same English. And so when you guy, for example, purchase a product, I don't know, it's easier because the seller is checked almost immediately the payment was made. So it's helping to cause some guarantee for this seller. But well, as I told you, I think that is in the future, if someone discover a person that can got a blank, I don't know. I'm not became exactly how do you say espantado, because everything is possible when you talk about technology and something like that. That's it.
Yeah, I agree a lot with you, Ricardo. Everything is possible. So as for the technology, I believe that everything is corrupted. And by corrupted, I mean everything can be broken into. So we build the technology, we write the codes and we write the safety codes. So as people, everybody can build a such strong code and such strong ability, but there's other people who can break into the technology, not only pigs, but as I said, everything. The same way we are exposed to be robbed in our real life, like I'm gonna steal your cell phone, for example, I'm gonna steal your car, for example, you can have your account stolen. So yeah, we're exposed to this risk, but there are some technology that they are safer than others. But I don't know about what's behind the PIX technology. But I guess for me as a user, I feel safe to use it, but I have a PIX limit set on my bank account, for example, because it's been very common that people who has their cell phone stolen, so the thieves, they enter in their bank accounts and they start transferring money, and that's very bad and that's very dangerous. So I just set a safety limit where I could send like 100 reais to people who are not in my list, for example. But if you are on my list, like my sisters, my parents, I can send whatever money I want, for example, because they're safety people. But if I want to send Paulo, for example, 1,000 reais at 10 o'clock, I can't, because it's beyond the limit of safety that I just said. So I guess it's
But
an
you can
important
send me
measure.
100 reais. No problem.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah,
You have to wait till tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
particularly because Brazil is the best or one of the best when you talk about the rackers, crackers, etc. And
Yeah.
the security from Brazilian system is one of the best, because there is this necessity, because as I told you, there are a lot of records in Brazil. And in the other countries, for example, United States, they accept checks via mail. You know? So that's so weird, you know. I'm not sure if you all of the states, but for example, New York, it's possible to receive and send or pay your bills using sending your checks via mail. So it's not
Via
a
mail?
reality in Brazil. Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh my
possible to
God.
vote, and pay your bills. You, for example, you fill out and check. I'm not sure if you check is check in English. I don't know. So you fill out the check and put the bullet in an envelope and be sent via mail. That's wonderful. Né? Unfortunately, it's not possible in Brazil, né? But I believe that's is.
My grandmother did that sometimes.
Yeah, guys, that's crazy.
You talk about a long time ago, for example, 10 years ago, né? But I have a friend, né? A friend of mine working in a bank in 80s. Né? So he told me that in that time, when you wanted to check if how much money you have in your account, it takes two days sometimes, 1 or 2 days. If you request a extra, it takes around 1 week to receive extra. So that's our technology improve a lot our routines.
Yeah, it improved a lot. It's very crazy to think about sending a check or a receipt via email, because I don't know, it's unimaginable for me. It's not safe, guys. It's not safe. I'm just calling our colleagues back to our main room. But yeah, that's crazy to think about. We're very ahead with the technology in payment terms, for example. Okay. Let me see. I guess we don't have enough time to answer the other questions, but I'm calling our colleagues back. They're back in 20 seconds. They're talking still. Welcome, Wanda. You're muted.
Okay. It was a really interesting conversation.
Did you like?
Yeah, I liked so much. It was a really interesting subject to talk about pigs. I thought it's not good for a meeting, but I enjoy. I like it so much. Thank you for bringing for us this subject.
Very nice. So, birthday girl, did you have fun with the subject? How was it?
Yes, I love it, the conversation with Gabriel and Elio. Elio works in a bank, so he how can I say, he knows more about this, and I love this subject. Very nice.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Elio? What did you think about the pigs conversation?
It was a very nice chat with Andrea and Gabriel. And besides, I work in a bank. I'm not an authority in pigs, and I learn a lot with both of them.
Nice, very nice. Jefferson, this was the first time here in my immersion, right?
Yes, it's my first time here with you. And I like the subject that we talked about today because I worked a little with the Pix, the implementation of Pix in another bank. So it's a good,
Really?
interesting technology.
Wow.
And we talked so much about the Pix and situations that we had, for example. So it's a good subject. And Wanda and Gabriel is very awesome to talk and to be a friend.
Yeah. I'm very happy with our community here in this immersion because the talkers, they're great. Wanda is always here, Gabriel, Andrea has been here for a couple immersions, Ricardo as well. And Paulo, I'm very happy that you've been here because it was very nice to talk with you. I love sharing ideas with you. And I hope to see you again. And I want to hear a little bit about you, a little bit of your first impression in the immersion. How did you feel? How was it for you?
It was great. The chat was very nice, and the subject is very nice too. So I have a very nice first impression of the talk and talk, and you guys, you are awesome.
Thanks a lot. It's such a pleasure to be the host of your first immersion here on TNT. I'm very happy. Thanks a lot for being here. Guys, I just sent you on the chat the survey link. Please rate this immersion. It's very important for us. It's anonymous link where you can write everything. You can write what you like, what you didn't like. You can give suggestions for our next immersion. So please rate for so we can improve this immersion, so I can learn a little bit about you because I'm here as a host, but I'm here learning with you. I love talking to you. I love hearing what you want to see, what you want to hear. It's very important for us. So, Gabriel just sent, Jefferson just sent the LinkedIn here. Guys, it's an open place it's an open place. So if you want to share your LinkedIn as well, let's connect with everybody. Let's make a great network here. I'm gonna connect with Jefferson. I'm gonna send my LinkedIn as well. So Gabriel Soares, talk a little bit, please. How was the subject for you?
Yeah, I think I agree with, how can I say, Paulo, when he said this is a good topic, and today we have an opportunity with another Brazilians to speak with Brazilian technology in English. So I think it's a good way to learn more about our system and our, how can I say that, our money. And something interesting about this is, for example, in the, how can we imagine in the future? In the past, we needed cash. Today, we need a smartphone to pay. And
Yes.
in the future, maybe we will pay our bills and you're in a restaurant and you see the bill and you have to pay with iris recognition. So you just use your eye to pay the bill. Yeah. So it's good to, it's a good way to imagine how can it be in the future.
Yeah. So guys, thanks a lot for being here. It was a great conversation with you. I hope very much to see you again next week and have a great end of the week, great end of the night. And thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.
I
See
have
you.